calamitous day for England. You feel today they really sacrificed the Ashes. We'll have a look back at the day and see where it went wrong, and also see if Michael Slater's gloating about it. Well, England's middle order disintegrated to Mitchell Johnson again in a worryingly timid way. But Kevin Pietersen must take part of the blame for getting out a little bit earlier to Peter Siddle. Siddle was bowling consistently outside off stump, testing Pietersen's patience as much as his technique, waiting for him to take a little bit of a risk. You can see on Hawkeye here how Siddle just operated just outside off stump, consistently on a line and length, trying to make Pietersen manipulate the ball or do something unusual. And Pietersen did exactly that. It took him only 9 balls before he sauntered up the pitch to Siddle and tried to work one of those balls from outside off stump through the mid-wicket area. There were 2 fielders positioned just for that shot, just as they were at Brisbane. One of them took the catch and Pietersen was on his way back for 4. That really let in Johnson on England's fragile middle order, and he blew them apart. How did he do that? Well, it was the triple wicket over that Mitchell Johnson produced, the 51st of the innings, starting with the LBW decision against Ben Stokes, then these 2 vicious short balls to Matt Pryor, roughing him up before the 3rd ball here angled across him and had him caught behind, playing a rather tame defensive shot. The problem Pryor had was he was taking his eye off the ball as it was short, his bat was going up in the air as well, he just looked like a sitting target, and then after that softening up, he played a tame defensive shot to the next ball angled across him and was caught behind. And then Stuart Broad, thinking he was going to get a short one, got too far across and was bowled behind his legs. It really was a rout, a demoralising performance by the England middle order, and you don't see how they're going to come back from that. Well, I've got the former Australian opener Michael Slater with me, and I feel I should give you the right of reply first, because I was a little bit mocking about the Australians and their first day in Brisbane. They didn't bat very well.
Yes.
You've got the right of reply now. How about England today?
Yeah, well, look, mate, I don't want to rub salt into a wound. You've had ascendancy on Australia for 3 Ashes series, but let's just say we're getting our own back.
Opening batsman,
yeah.
Fast bowler, left arm over, Mitchell Johnson, 150 kilometres an hour, 90 miles an hour. That's rapid.
Yeah.
How do you play, especially on Adelaide, where 1 or 2 of the England batsmen looked pretty freaked out by it? How would you play particularly his short ball?
Look, it's really difficult, and I think the reason they freaked out by it, and that's a good, honest appraisal. I think they were jumping at the crease. I won't go as far to say they were scared, but they were very uncomfortable. Because they don't face that sort of pace too often. The quicker they are, the shorter you're looking to have your back lift. And I mean, I was always trying to flourish through the ball or play a big shot, so I would think of locking it in quite tight. And as much as I like to move my feet forward and back, I knew that you've got 0.4 of a second to see the ball and react to it. My feet weren't going to get into the spaces that I really wanted to, so you're still just making that head movement to commit to the front foot, back foot, but it's probably a half step to a 135k bowler. You have to be very positive in all your movements, and it felt to me that they were just waiting to try and get through.
They were almost sitting targets, were they?
Yeah,
in a way,
there wasn't a strong enough focus in energy at the crease and getting up the other end and really trying to use the pace to your advantage.
Very briefly, Perth. Can England respond in time with a wicket which is even more bouncy than Brisbane, potentially?
I say no. I don't know how they get themselves out of this. I really don't, unless we see a recovery in the second innings that amounts to a draw, because they've batted nearly 2 days. It will be nearly 2 days of batting. It's the only way that they can hit Perth and feel like that they are in any good shape to take on the extra bounce over there, and it'll bounce more than the Gabba. So if they're fearful of Johnson at Adelaide Oval and not getting runs against him, then I do not know how on earth they can do that over there. They've just got to hope that their bowlers dismiss Australia for under 200, and then they don't have to worry. Here we go. I like your idea.
Well, no, my idea is
Analyst,
someone's got to try and imprison Mitchell Johnson for about the next 3 weeks, actually, until Christmas. Promise him an absolute bumper Christmas if he just stays away.
Right.
We lock him on a desert island.
Maybe just
I think that's the only way.
Nip his hamstring.
Nip his hamstring would be a good idea, or inject him with those tranquilisers that horses use sometimes to temporarily put them to sleep. Anyway, thanks for your time.
Thanks, sir.